Here's another reason why you want to take control of what you're doing.
Everything kind of funnels into the only winning move is not to play the game.
I don't know, guys. This whole thing sounds pre-recorded.
Well, how you doing? This is the Weather Report. We're on episode 94. There's Ken over there, and then down there is Aaron, and over there is Dana and Bill Reichlin from Colockum Craft Coffee. Our special guest tonight is Aaron down there from Ember Forged Spices. He is a chef, and unfortunately, you guys that are on Rumble, because you can't hear us right now, because for some reason we're not on Rumble right now. I'm not going to worry about it because we got a show to do, and I can always post that later. But anyway, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Originally, this was going to be our last show, but we decided, me and Ken got together and we banged our heads together and said, nah, we're just going to take some time off. Me and Ken are very, very busy for the next couple of months. Me doing my backyard nursery stuff. Ken, on the other hand, is doing all. Ken, tell them what you're doing.
Well, we've got a whole my wife and I have started a new business in the craft show world, and we dipped our toe in it all last fall just to see if it was even a viable thing. And yeah, it's viable. So we went in really, really deep, and we're going to be doing a lot of craft shows every weekend. So by the time Sunday night at this time comes around, we are Bruce and I are both what you call wiped out. He's more wiped out. It is because Bruce is, of course, older. I'm a Gen Xer, so I'll just keep going. But the boomers in the house, they get a little tired. But no, we're gonna change the setup a little bit, and we're not ending it. There's no animosity between me and Bruce, as far as you know. And all in all, we're good friends, and we're just gonna keep it going. But in order to bring you the quality product that you have grown to expect from us, we're going to need to spread out the amount of shows we do a little bit. So that's what we're doing.
That's right. Yeah. And once we get past the farmers markets thing, and you get past your shows thing that you're doing with your lovely wife, I mean, maybe we can get back together for Sunday nights, but we'll be doing some recorded stuff and stuff in the middle of the week. So it won't be live, we'll be recorded. And some of you guys will be invited to the live streams, when we do record. So it's not like you guys are going to be left behind. Go ahead, Ken.
And if anyone knows me and Bruce, you know that things will pop up, and there'll be random shows that'll pop up from here and there once and again as events, move along and things like that happen. We're looking forward to be able to do that, but just to be able to do it on a exacting schedule like we have been, we're not able to because we're so fried by Sunday night. I'm fried right now. I am. I'm cooked.
Yes.
But
yes, oh
I'm glad to have some good friends here with us tonight.
Why don't you introduce our guests?
I will introduce our guests. So starting out, this is a little special event for our good friend Aaron from the I Had to Say It podcast. One of my cherished moments every week is every Tuesday being able to tune in and listen to the I Had to Say It podcast. He does lives Monday night, and those are spectacular with an incredible recipe of something gourmet that he's come up with every week. He has on there as well, because Aaron is one hell of a chef and has been for quite a few years. And we're really excited to have him on. We'll talk about what he's got going on here in a moment. But we also have the title sponsor.
Our sponsor,
for the entirety
yes.
of the Weather Report, Colockum Craft Coffee, and I'm of course talking about Bill and Dana, and they have been supporters of us. We have known each other since back in the COVID days of the Nomad Network.
Nomads.
We had this put a lot of good people together. By the way, you guys, when I go to Arizona, I'm gonna be meeting with Jason and his wife. We always go out to dinner with them down there, so I'll tell them you said hello. But yeah, it's just a good group of people, and tonight we're going to talk to Aaron about what he's got going on, and I'm sure that that Dana and Bill will have something to add in as well. So we're really excited to have you. Thank you all for being here and for supporting the show for as long as you have.
Difficulties.
And Bruce is
We're back.
broken. I think
We're back.
Bruce
we
went
know
all
that.
yeah.
No, I'm not broken. I have 1 gigabyte internet, baby. It's not me.
Well,
Gotta be
the
one of
internet might
you,
be fine,
okay?
but
Oh,
that
you
doesn't change
guys.
the fact that you're broken. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a little Max Headroom moment there. So anyway,
Exactly.
Bruce, go ahead. What do we got?
Okay. Well, where we're at today is that Aaron has decided that he is going to chase his dream tonight, and which is very, very cool because we're into people chasing their dreams, and that's why the weather report is where it's at, and that's why we do the river report, because we like to be able to bring people on that are chasing dreams. People like Dana and Bill Reichlin, who already have launched Colockum Craft Coffee and are doing their business as it started out as a cottage business, of course, and then they've graduated to doing online sales and stuff like that. Hopefully everything's going good because they are our sponsor. We hope that you guys are buying tons and tons and tons of Colockum Craft Coffee from them. But Aaron himself has just started a company called Ember Forged Spices, and Aaron has a dream that he's going to start to tell us about. What do you tell us about your dream, Aaron?
well, my dream is really pretty basic. It's to stop being bullied by all the online friends I made who have been yelling at me for not doing this sooner. So I'm not naming any names. I'm just saying for quite a while, certain people have been telling me I need to get off my slats and start being a grown-up. And I finally just kind of caved and said, you know what? You guys are right. I should do this. It's if not now, when? I find myself with a plethora of time on my hands these days. So why not, take a run at the brass ring? So what I decided to do, because I've been kicking this idea around for probably a decade, if I'm being completely honest. Initially I had some plans started, and then the great COVID thing happened, and that all got the brakes pumped. And I, just as a weird coincidental timing sort of thing, at that point, I also said, do I really think I'm going to stay in this business? I mean, I've been working in the culinary field pretty much for about 30, and not to date myself here, but 32 years,
Yeah,
give or take.
quite a long
I mean,
time.
there was a little brief period where I took a couple years where I was only working retail. So that was, but my very first grown up job with the W-2 was in a kitchen. And I did that all the way through high school and graduated from being like little kitchen boy to, prep cook. And then from prep cook, I went and started working in restaurants, and pretty much every restaurant I ever wound up working in at some point or another, I was kind of de factoed into a position of like, hey, this is really good. We should put this on the menu. So I started to realize this might be something I'm good at, and maybe I should take it seriously. So I decided to go to culinary school. So I did all the things. I went to culinary school. I've run, like I said, multiple restaurants at this point, catering services, recipe development. I've worked with different jobs over the course of my career, where literally creating things from nothing was my whole gig, my bread and butter. Taking other people's ideas, putting my own twist on them, writing my own stuff, coming up with things from scratch. And over the course of doing that, I developed a lot of my own biases too. And one of those biases was a lot of things that there's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of ideas that there's cheaper ways to do things, that, there are tricks to enhance extra flavor profile without taking the time to make things right. I mean, that's where you start getting into, like, food should be a holistic thing. What you're putting in your body to fuel your system should not be detrimental to your system. It's something, particularly in our American culture, is we've gotten into a case of people have a lot of misconceptions about what good food should taste like, what healthy food should taste like. People think if it's going to taste good, it can't be healthy, which is an utter crock. And then our palates have been conditioned through, fast food and convenience food and a lot of other things, that everything's, loaded in sodium, because sodium is a flavor enhancer.
Exactly.
It has chemical reactions with other flavors. It makes your body's taste buds open up. There's actual science behind these things, but at the end of the day, too much of it ain't good for you. And that's something that I've always addressed, just because of, like, I grew up with family members with, health problems and, high blood pressure, diabetics. I mean, we run the gamut in my gene pool of all sorts of things that are screwed up with you, that required a lot of modified diets, but I still wanted the food to taste good.
Right.
So I learned how to adapt and adjust. And I've, over the course of my life and my career, come up with these different combinations of spices and herbs. And, I don't want to say like, well, this is amazing and nobody else thought of it, because it's not true. I mean, we're seeing a trend in our culture right now where people are pushing back towards healthier lifestyles, healthier eating, healthier habits, going for less processed foods. Now, can you have spice blends and rubs and things like that aren't processed? No, you can't. It's literally impossible. It's all processed food by the technical definition of processed food, because dehydrating spices and herbs and making them into powders, that's all processing. So you can't say it's not processed food, but you can say it's healthy food. It's minimally processed. And so, like I said, I've, over the course of my career, we'll just say since I became an official for real chef, which is about 25 years now. So over the course of the last 25 years, since I got my first head chef job, I've got little notebooks everywhere that are full of hand jotted trial and error processes. I mean, somebody might find it interesting, but that doesn't mean I'm going to show them. But I have literally 2 decades worth of notes of refining these things until I got to where I'm satisfied with them.
Right. So
and a lot of time,
yeah,
I was going to say a lot of times.
You got a lot of testing and stuff into this. So as far as
yes.
the discussions you and I have had, you've got a lot of testing, a lot of grill work, a lot of prep work, a lot of cooking work. All these things have been tested years and years and years ago, and probably recently too. And
I use most of these things on a very regular basis myself.
Right. And the one thing that we got here is that a lot of us, we have I've seen you've shared pictures of your spice racks and where you keep your spices and all that. And I mean, it doesn't differ too much from, I think, anybody else's spice racks and pantries and stuff like that. But there's a situation sometimes with herbs and spices that if you don't take care of them right, that they just lose their zest, they lose their stuff. And I think it's interesting on the product that they're using, that we'll get into later, about how to use them, when to use them, why to use them, and all the other things. But to get away from the sugars and the sodiums and stuff like that, that's a tall task, but it can be done. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely doable. And there are, just because, I mean, some of the blends, they're going to have, a certain degree of salt or sugars or sweeteners in them, just because that is the flavor profile. But when I write these recipes, I tend to try and find the minimal in terms of like sodium or sweetness to properly trigger those reactions without overloading it, because processed, particularly refined sugars, have been proven to be like chemically addictive. It's not an exaggeration to say that, because it's the truth. They activate the same pleasure centers in your brain that like cocaine does. So it's a case of mitigating that to get the proper flavor responses where things taste right, without having all the extra overload that most commercial stuff has in it, to make sure you come back and use more and more and more of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to sell things that are, going to sell and be popular and people are going to like them, because that's the whole point. If I make things that I'm the only one that likes them, I'm not a very good businessman. I'm just a guy with a hobby that I would throw a lot of money at, and I'd rather be a businessman.
Right.
So, but I want people. I don't want people to be buying it because they need to get that fix for, you know, the sugar or the sodium, or I mean, it's case of I want it to be something that enhances the food or the flavor of what you're eating. I want to enhance it. I want to make it better. So you eat better, so you feel satiated without having to be gorged to the point of disgustingness. And so, you know, minimizing empty calories, which is again the sugars and the additives that will, like I said, at the end of the day, those are the things that are bad for you. So those are the things I try to minimize. You know, you can have flavor without those extra things.
You brought something up earlier that that's good. You know, you want to make something that tastes good, and one of the beauties of what you do, there's a simplicity to making flavorful food that's still healthy. You know, I spent years and years trying every kind of steak blend, rub, mix, all the BS and stuff like that, and we got to the point now where I've got a very simple steak recipe, and it's just garlic, salt, and pepper. Garlic, salt, and pepper on the steak. Maybe a little butter on it before I throw it on the grill, and it makes the greatest steak ever. It doesn't have to be, you know, I went for like 10 years. I tried all kinds of different
challenge.
I do soak it in red wine for half an hour before I cook it, though.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to send you something. This is not actually one of the offered lines yet. This may be an item that gets added further down the line, because that's the other thing too. The other goal I have with this product line is to like elevate home cooks games. You know, there's a lot of things I do that, like when I have people come over to my house, I'm always cooking when I have company. It's just, that's my love language. Here you go, show up. I'm going to feed you. You're going to leave feeling stuffed and happy. So, but a lot of the things I do, it comes from working in kitchens for, 25 years. It comes from knowing things that to me are really basic and, common practice, common techniques. The reason why your steak doesn't taste the same when you go to a restaurant as opposed to when you're slapping it on your own grill, probably. Little techniques, little differences. And one of the ideas behind this product line is you can use these products to get to that place with minimal instruction. And I've got things for, again, down the line. I'm going to be doing a couple other things, but I'm also planning, I don't think I told you guys this. I'm actually planning on putting like a cheat sheet with each blend of ways you can utilize this that you may not have thought of. And and one of the things with the steak blend that I'm planning on doing, that's not one of the initial 4, but we're starting with four varietals for the initial product launch, which will be a general purpose seasoning blend, a poultry blend, a seafood blend, and a barbecue blend. Now, the barbecue blend is a good dry rub, dry brine, however you want to call it. Similar differences without distinctions without a difference. I can't talk today.
Red lips. I got red lips too.
Yeah, I usually don't. That's why it feels weird for me. I'm a lot of things, and verbose is probably at the top of that list. So, right under fat, bald, and angry is verbose. But so I had this brilliant plan, and after the 4 initial ones, I already have a couple on deck. I have every intention of doing something with a coffee blend in it, collaborating with Colockum Craft, because it's good coffee, so it'll make a good seasoning. But one of the things I do have for the second tier is we're going to be doing my steak seasoning. It's Aaron's steak blend, and then it works great. Just sprinkle a little bit on the top of the steak, and it gives it a little extra something. But the real secret to it is you fold it into a little softened butter, and you put the butter in some wax paper, and you roll it up, and you pop it in the fridge. You make a compound butter, and you let it set, and then you cut slices of it, and you put it on the steak right before you serve it. and it melts and it runs down into it and just enhances the hell out of it, because fat is flavor. Healthy fats, which we're finding out, butter really is one. Go figure. They were right all along. So the huge push for hydrogen, plant and seed oils are not good for you. Who would have thunk it? Anybody that, I mean, look at the Amish, way less health problems, way less of that crap. So I'm a big believer in butter. I mean, I'm not quite Paula Deen tier, but I'm up there. So I believe a compound butter can enhance pretty much anything if you do it properly.
Question for you.
Yes.
Question for you, Aaron. So this was one of the things that, because I'm a steak fanatic. I love coming up with steaks. I can't wait to try your new rub. So is this a rub that you will put on the steak and then grill it? Or is it completely put it together with the butter and put it on afterwards, or both?
Both. You can, it will stand alone just fine by itself for a grilled steak. It's a nice blend. It's my secret recipe. I'm not telling what it is, but it's got all the essentials in it. Little salt, little pepper, little this, little that. But then, like I said, where the enhancement comes in is you fold it into some nice unsalted butter, because you don't want to use salted butter when you're doing most things, because it will make your food too salty. And again, that's one of those things. Don't you me, young man.
I like salt.
Oh, we all like salt, but it's
every time I cook something and he has a little taste, like, is it missing anything? Salt.
Yeah.
Need more salt.
My wife used to be that way, but I broke her, so it's okay.
I've been learning.
Literally, the only thing I've ever won on in our lives is arguing about food. But I mean,
Aaron,
it's happy wife, happy life.
This dream that you had, and you've had it for a while, and I know that all of us here have kind of pushed you into doing this. And I mean, thank you.
Yes, thank you guys, because I have a massive fear of success. So I'm fine with failure. I fail like a champ, but I don't know what I'm going to do if I actually manage to be successful. I'm not prepared for that.
Well, we're here to push you forward because we're your friends and we care about you, and we know that you have what it takes to do what you got. So let's talk about spices. I mean, real quick, we just talked about salt, and I've had this argument with my wife too. She was like, I like the unsalted butter, and she bakes with the unsalted butter. I said, no, you're supposed to bake with salted butter. Blah blah blah.
No, you're not.
I guess I'm wrong.
You are wrong.
I am wrong. I have to see now.
You and me, Bruce.
Now I have to go back into that living room over there, and I got to tell her that.
No, you don't.
I was wrong.
You can lie to her.
I can't. I don't do that. But
you can bake chocolate chip cookies with salted butter. It gives that little taste of salt to the chocolate chip cookie. It's great, but the rest.
But see, I use unsalted butter and just add a little pinch of salt to it. I prefer to use kosher salt, coarse salt. So it's a little texture,
and Duchess is talking about sweet butter. So what is sweet butter? What is a sweet butter?
Well, I don't know. That must be a Jersey thing, because
there we go.
Salted and unsalted. I'm pretty sure it's probably just regular sweet cream unsalted butter, like regular butter. But out on the East Coast, they have their own way of talking, and God bless them for it.
Like you're not from the land of 1,000 lakes,
right?
That butter brand.
Well, I mean, we got rid of the Indian and kept the land. How American can you be?
There we go. So these spices and stuff that you have, do they powder butter, or is this going to be butter's going to be an additive that you put in there? I mean,
it's going to be
like a sprinkle.
It's going to be
right?
Here's your spice blend. Go buy a pound of butter.
Gotcha.
Let it sit out on your counter until it gets soft. Mix it up in a bowl. Here's the ratio. Quarter stick or half stick of butter or quarter stick of butter to X amount of tablespoons of the blend to get the proper desired result. That's why the cheat sheet's going to be coming with it.
Now, health wise, when we talk about salt and we talk about sugar, what are we looking at here when you're talking about your spices? Or is there a spice that you're using in lieu of salt or in lieu of sweet? No, you're not. Okay, I just thought I'd ask.
Like I said,
we were talking to some people that are a little bit more health conscious, like our friend Jason and stuff like that, who has a certain type of sensitivity. So I was wondering where that was going and how that's going to work.
Well, no, and there are certain things that will trigger the certain sensitivities too. That's why once I get established, the plan is to diversify and go into specialized. This is right. Good for this diet, that diet, the other diet, ketos, gotcha. Paleos, things like that. Now, paleo is kind of a tough one because there's not much you can really do that still qualifies as paleo because it's all considered processed after a certain point, and the whole eat meat raw off fire, hit woman on head, don't drag by ankles, they fill up with dirt.
Club cow, knife cow, eat cow.
But yes, cow get bonk, cow takes good. But there are still there's a lot of things to do, and that's one of the other things is a very significant portion of my career has actually been in healthcare food service. So I've been writing dietary conscious recipes for the last 5 years, basically. And so that was the whole point, was to find ways to enhance things that are, not triggering these different dietary restrictions, whether you're on a renal diet or you need low phosphorus in your diet. So there are certain things that have to be eliminated because they're higher in these minerals and trace elements that are not conducive to certain medical conditions. But you still want your food to taste good, particularly with the market we were at my previous employer that we were addressing. It was, you never know if these people, it's going to be their last meal. So you wanted them to enjoy it. So, yeah, it was kind of the whole rebranding where, all the stereotypes about hospital food and healthy. It's the same thing people think when they think healthy food and, oh, well, this is good for you. So it's going to be bland and boring and not fun because otherwise, all the good stuff is taste is bad for you. Well, that's not true. It's just the common perception is that that's the case. There are flavor enhancers out there that are actually proven to do good things for your body, whether it's enhance your metabolism or reduce inflammation, or, food is medicine. It really is, because it's the core of what you're putting in your body to fuel your body. So if you want your body to function properly, there are things that will enhance its functioning and things that will be detrimental to it. And everybody's body is a little different. Everybody has different needs, but we try to find that balance of, like things like, cayenne and turmeric and garlic and ginger all have been proven to have medicinal qualities when used in the proper ratios and the proper portions. And they all are aromatic. They all bring a flavor because people forget you only have 5 basic tastes that your tongue picks up. Right. You have salty, sour, bitter, sweet, and salty, sour.
Yuck. And yuck.
It's really sad that a chef has to think about these things. And then you got the umami, which is that savory, savory, just feels satiated, makes it taste like it's good. And you can get that from several different herbs and spices. But a lot of that's why when you get sick, things don't taste right, because a huge portion of what you taste is through your sense of smell and the aromatics. So by focusing on enhancing the aromatic factor of your food, it tastes better to your brain, because in your mouth, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So you want things that have a forward scent.
Yeah. So another question that I have here, since you're talking about all these kinds of spices and what they add to the flavor of food, we also have Dana and Bill down here from Colockum Craft Coffee, and you guys will eventually get together and start mixing some maybe some spice recipes with some coffee. What does coffee actually do to the flavor of whatever recipe that you're
it depends on how you're using it.
Exactly. You could use wine, you could use bourbons, you could use all kinds of other things, but a lot of things have been said about packing your ribs and stuff like that with a coffee on top of the rub and stuff like that. What are we looking for with that? I mean, what are people? I've never had it before, so I'm curious about this.
Well, and there's a lot of factors to that. Are you doing a dark roast, a light roast? Are you going to look for more acidity? Are you looking for more of a flavor profile? Are you looking for are you looking for it to use it to denaturalize the proteins that you're applying it to? That's why if you use liquid coffee for a brine or for a marinade, it's going to impact the way your food is actually, it's going to change the chemical makeup of the proteins in that meat. It's going to break down the protein chains, start to tenderize. And if you're using a more acidic coffee or a more bitter blend or something that's more basic on the spectrum, there's actually a lot of science behind this that people smarter than me spend their entire lives trying to figure it out. I
Maybe
just
Bill.
mess with things until I figure out how it tastes.
Bill, what do you got to say about that? You're into the science of this stuff.
Yeah.
I got him on the spot now.
You did.
Yeah.
It really sucks because the diploma says I'm a chemist.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill. I'm all for learning.
The reason why, so Aaron said something that was really, really kind of hit me is that, using it in its liquid form, coffee will do something different than the meat if you were just to rub it on there dry. Another way to use it, and then I was sure there's probably a couple of other ways that you could use coffee.
Yeah, that's basic. That's it's coffee is like, we've got a pH of 5.2, so it's slightly acidic. And you get your acids and your bases. Vinegar is a 3, I think. So it just interacts with the proteins differently.
Yeah.
And does different things to it, just like Aaron was saying.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's just just Bill knows what he's talking about, and I just, like I said, I just screw with things until I figure out what works.
So do I.
So Aaron, so give us an idea on. I mean, you've already said number one, you've got a beef blend, you've got a seafood blend, a chicken blend, and then a general purpose blend. For the everyday cook out there that's probably going to be looking at these spices somewhere down the road, you're offering them something that is going to be economical and feasible enough for them to use on a daily basis.
Oh no, you're gonna have to be bloody rich to get my spices. This is artisanal gourmet shit, people. No, that's the plan. Obviously, I would love to start going into some more kind of bougie, high-end, fancy stuff that's going to be a little more pricey because I can't control the prices in the spice market, unfortunately. But budget should not be restrictive as to how your food tastes good or not. That's another kind of a pet peeve of mine, particularly because I'm a poor. So I want my fellow poors to be able to enjoy their meals without, having to be in a really bad way. And if you do things right, particularly, again, this comes in where my experience and my profession has worked in my favor over the years, because being broke and learning how to ball on a budget is a skill set I do possess. And one of those things is, again, like you said, you saw a picture of my spice cabinet, but what you probably didn't notice in the detail is all those big ass containers of spices are all bulk purchases of spice, because I'm going to put a little of this, a little of that, a little of this, a little of that, a little of this, a little of that, because I know what I want to pair together to get the end result of what I'm going for. And so what the plan to do here is to just remove that step for people who may not have that knowledge and say, okay, I want something that's going to be flavorful and tasty and a good time. And, and then all you gotta do is, open the pouch, pour a little on there, or use the shaker and shake a little on there, or depending on whichever package we're looking at, however you want to buy it. And, and like I said, then if you want to take some chef tips, you follow the cheat sheet and you go, I never thought of doing this, but hey, that sounds fantastic. And then, like I said, stage 2 is the plan is to offer some things that are a little more advanced than just, I'm going to sprinkle this on this stuff when I throw it in the pan and it's going to taste good, because there is a plan that I have to, backyard grilling and backyard smoking and all those things. It's gotten much more popular over the recent years. And a lot of guys are, hey, I want to brag to my buddies. Look at this thing I made. I smoked a brisket for 19 hours and it's phenomenal. And look at my manliness. I made this meat into food. And so I want to actually enhance that for people where you can make something and people are going to go, holy crap, that this is something you could be buying somewhere. I am planning on introducing some binary kits, which will be 2 and 3 stage processes with you mix this pack with X amount of water and this kind of vinegar, and you make a brine for this particular meal. You do this and you mix that with this, and then you can use it for that. And, taking a lot of the guesswork out of the process without completely, where you'll get a predictable result that's going to be something good, and it'll seem a lot cooler than if you had to go on a YouTube video and try and follow some instructions and then probably shoot yourself in the foot and screw it up 3 or 4 times, because I already did all the screwing up. I did all the trial and error to go, well, that was something.
Give us one of your cheat sheet recipes that you're going to offer with one of your spices.
Okay. We'll do one here with the seafood blend, because that's probably the one that most people are just going to go, I don't know if I'm really into that. I don't do a lot of seafood. The seafood blend can be used as like a seafood boil. I mean, yeah, you're going to have to use a lot more of it, because when you dump it in the water and then you're trying to boil it into the food, you're boiling it. It's just, law of diminishing returns. The more water you add, the less flavor you're going to get out of the product. It's dilution. It's
the more you need to buy.
The more you need to buy.
Well, I mean, if you're doing a crawfish boil for 15 people, yeah, you're probably going to need the whole package of seasoning.
Right. Okay.
But the versatility behind that is, you can say, well, what we can do is, instead of dumping this in the water when you're going to boil your seafood, you dump it into less water and you soak your food in there before you cook it. So it actually impregnates the meat. And then when you cook it, you just cook it lightly until it's just done. And then, little tips like, yeah, I know it's called a boil, but it doesn't mean you boil it until, Jesus comes back. That's one of the biggest problems a lot of people have.
With seafood, yes.
Well, with everything, but seafood in particular,
yes,
is they overcook the hell out of it.
Yes,
there's a reason so many people go, I don't like shrimp, it's rubbery. No, it's not rubbery. You overcooked the living hell out of it.
Overcooked, yeah.
If you chew on a shrimp and it feels like you have a rubber band in your, or God forbid, calamari. That is a prime example. Yeah. If you feel like you're chewing on a mouthful of rubber bands when you eat calamari, you are not eating well-prepared calamari. You are eating overcooked food.
Absolutely.
Most seafood does not need to cook very long at all. Pro tip for anybody who likes to boil shrimp. If you get raw shrimp and you decide to boil your shrimp because you want to have shrimp cocktail or shrimp salad or shrimp slaw or anything else, 60 seconds. That's it. 1 minute in boiling water. Scoop it out, throw it in some ice water to retard and arrest the cooking process so it does not keep overcooking. People are going, oh, but that's not done. Yes, the hell it is. I promise you it is cooked. And it's one of those things. Little pro tips are going to come along with every seasoning blend. Don't overcook your food. It sounds complicated. It's not. Buy a thermometer. Thermometers are your friends when you're making food. That's one of those things. Anytime I tell people, well, I can tell you how to make this, but you have to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, well, why would I do that? Because that's how it works. I can cook a steak and tell by touch how done it is. You know why? Because I've probably cooked 10,000 steaks in my career, so I can push the tongs down on it and go, yep, that's medium rare. Yep, that's overcooked. Yep, that's well done, and you're not a human being. You suck. So, yes, the hand method is a thing, guys. I will acknowledge that. It does work. Yes, this is one. This is one. Yeah. And it's because it tenses this muscle, and then it tells you how that cooked muscle should feel approximately.
Okay.
But I want to shift gears just here for just a second here. John from the Boomer Bunker podcast, another wonderful show that you should all be listening to, like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, asks, where can I buy the spice from this infomercial? Well put, John.
That's a phenomenal question, John.
But so this is what I want to do a little lead in for you. It's going to involve Kickstarter, but this is a little bit of an infomercial because we're all here in support of Aaron tonight. This really isn't the weather report. This is the Aaron show for his podcast or his spice.
It's a telethon.
Yeah, it's a telethon. Yeah, it's like Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
But
give me money. Yes.
Let's look at this
Aaron's
now.
good.
What Aaron's coming up with his
And
ideas.
Joey. Oh wait, no.
We've been talking with Aaron quite a bit about this and going back and forth about the business end of things. This costs money, guys. If you're going to try and support somebody that's really honest to God, trying to create some decent food that's easy to prepare, that's simple to do. You're talking to a guy with 25 to 30 years experience in the trenches figuring this stuff out. You can't buy that kind of experience, but you can buy a chance to help him out. So this is something Bruce and I have both committed to giving him some money for this to get things going off the road. Look at Aaron is a hell of a guy, but he's not a wealthy man. So to start something out like this and try and do it, it's hard. It's tough. And he wants to do it at a price point that everyone can afford. And we're all on board with that. We're going to try and help him with that. So there's going to be a Kickstarter page. And Aaron, maybe you can talk a little bit about that process and when that's going to be available and all that kind of happy, fun stuff.
That will actually be going live, full on live tomorrow. The only reason I didn't do it sooner was because there has not been any real word of mouth or anything out there about it yet.
Right.
The way Kickstarter works is it is a 30-day run. So if I don't hit the targeted fundraising amount in those 30 days, nobody gets charged. Everybody keeps their money. And I go back to, turning tricks at the truck stop, trying to get some money together. And I got to say, those truckers are cheap. So I'm really not looking forward to it. I mean,
good luck with that, dude.
Well, no, I've
got dancing dogs.
Hey, 20 bucks is 20 bucks.
I've got some experience with this. Get yourself an Amish hat. I'm just saying it works. It works.
I know that everybody here that's in the audience, we have 5 people in the audience right now that are listening live. Here's the Kickstarter page. I have it linked in the show notes, and I expect each and every one of our listeners out there to go to this page. Make sure that you hit the saved or whatever you got to do there to get yourself a email that says when Aaron actually gets his Kickstarter going, because I guarantee you that whatever Aaron makes off of this, he's going to treat you right one way or the other. He's got different tiers and stuff that he's put in there for anybody who does contribute there.
It's a
win-win situation.
Let's talk about those tiers a little bit. You don't need to spend $5,000. Aaron, how much total are you trying to raise right now to get things off the ground? It's not a lot, you guys.
Yeah,
it's not a lot of
$2,500. It was initially a little bit lower, but then I recalculated because I miscalculated the Illinois state tax of what I have to give them out of what I fundraise. So I did have to bump it up a couple $100 more because Uncle Sam needs their taste.
Yeah.
And so it's $2,500 to get the initial run out. That gives me the access to the facility I need to process everything, to buy all the materials, to get the packaging and the shipping and everything else. So that's to cover all the ins and the outs and the sideways of everything, and get this pig kicked and rolling. And hopefully there'll be the online component, which I had to. I did a lot of digging and researching to find out, because the cottage industry stuff is a little different because, when you're selling locally, it's a slightly different thing. But the actual FDA back end of things that I have to, fortunately, being a career chef, I have, the certifications, the qualifications, and all the other stuff that are requisite for that. And thanks to some networking I've been doing on the back end here, I have access to a commercial kitchen that I'm going to be able to use to do all the actual legwork in at a local restaurant here when they're closed.
Big deal.
So
that's a big deal.
It's a big.
Don't ask me how I got that access. So Yeah.
It's
Well, that's
networking.
one of those.
It's networking. This is what I tell people. Anyone starting a business, you have a network of people. Lean on them. People that are willing to help you, want to help you. Like all of us here want to help you. You can lean on us. Lean on the network. And this is going out to anybody starting a business of any sort. You're not going to be able to do it completely 100% alone. And if you have a little network of people that know more than you do, or have a facility or whatnot that you can use, and they're willing to let you, people want to help people. And that's just the kind of thing. So
this was actually more of an exchange deal. I'm going to be, it's again, like I said, local restaurant, or semi-local, local to me, close enough. I can drive there. That's, like I said, it's kind of an exchange arrangement. I'm going to be coming in and kind of as a consultant and reorganizing the gentleman who bought this place and is setting it up. And he bought an existing property, he's taking it over, kind of changing things, doing it. And he called me up and said, "Look, you got to come help me." And I said, "All right, let's talk." And I said, here's what I need from you. I'll come in there. I'll teach your staff. I'll train your army of teenagers, because he's got several employees, and there's some good kids, but they don't know what the hell they're doing. So I will be going into his facility to implement, procedures, standardized recipes, make sure everybody's doing what they need to do. And in exchange, when the restaurant's closed, I get to use the kitchen. So,
well, this is in exactly the point of networking. That person has looked at you as, this is a person with knowledge that I don't have, that I need help with. I can lean on him. I've got something to offer. It was an exchange. Welcome to the world of capitalism. It's heaven on earth.
There we go.
I love it.
Cody wants to know how much does it become? Go ahead.
When are you launching the Kickstarter? Because
tomorrow.
Okay.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to launch it when nobody knew it existed, because I didn't see the point, to be honest. like, hey, 3 people know this thing exists, and meanwhile the clock is ticking. That was my biggest gripe about Kickstarter's policy is, you got X amount of days to get this thing off.
Right.
If it doesn't work, you get nothing.
There you go. Okay, so Cody asked how much to become a minority owner. So now we're talking about tiers. So what are we looking at with tiers here?
Well, honestly, I don't have any plans in place for ownership. This is you can
me,
support
myself,
me.
and I.
You can be a supporter. I'm not selling off segments to the sharks yet. Mostly because that's a conversation for down the line. That's
let's talk about the tiers then.
The tiers are, we've got the, hey, you just want to help a brother out and send me $5, because nickels and dimes add up. Then we've got a $10 tier, a little bit nicer of you. Hey, thank you so much. There's a $25 tier, which is you get your choice. You can tell me which one you want. You'll get one of the first batches of whatever flavor. We've got a $50 tier where you'll get 2 flavors. And this is not reflective of the actual individual unit cost, but this is a Kickstarting fundraiser. So you'll be getting something for it. But at the same time, if you want to come back as a customer, it will not be $25 to get 1 package of the seasonings, because that would be ridiculous. So, and then if you go in the full like, holy cow, is there's a $300 tier in there that will get you all 4 spices, my eternal gratitude, something nice. I'm going to be sending out stickers with the logo and stuff, so people can slap them up around places and say, hey, look, I got this awesome seasoning.
I knew Aaron.
And then. Yeah. And then I'm also going to, yeah. And then there's also going to be a discount code for, when you have to make your first actual purchase, if you were one of the Kickstarter people, you'll get a discount on your entire order when you do that, your first purchase order. Well, once you try my spices and find out they're worth it.
There's your first shark right there. So
okay, unfortunately, for whatever reason, I can't see any of the chat that's popping up. So,
well, so Cody's willing to give you $2,000 right now for 30%.
We're almost done.
As much as I appreciate that, Cody, like I said, I'm not offering up ownership just yet. I want to make sure that we get it off the ground first.
I'll give you $1,000, and then with 10% ownership, but I want 14.7% of every single piece that you sell in perpetuity.
That's a lot of math, Ken.
Yeah,
that's why you confuse them, and then you come back and it's like, here's $2,000, I'll buy the whole company. And then they take it.
yeah.
So you're on to something right now. Now, in the audience right here, right now, we've got Dana and Bill, and they've started their own company. I have some other friends that one is Woodland Creek Candles, and we had Andy Linloff on a few months ago. He started his own candle company literally out of his like basement. Him and his daughter made some candles because she wanted to start a business.
I don't know anything about what that's like.
Speaking of candles.
Exactly.
Speaking of candles,
I got a nice one in the mail the other day.
Yes.
There you go. See what we're doing.
If anybody didn't know, Aaron's lovely wife Shannon is a maker. She does bare naked candles. Is that right? Is that what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
Bare naked.
Yeah.
bare naked handcrafted candles.
There we are.
Yep.
And I have bought some, and I think Bill and Dana have bought some. I'm not sure if Ken has bought any, but
I just ordered a couple of little the 4-ounce coffee ones.
Yeah. The big ones you
And
can work out with. The big ones you can work out with. You can really.
Oh,
actually
yeah.
big workout
No, but
with.
I ordered.
No, you guys haven't seen the one Bruce got. The ones Bruce got, you could kill a cat with. They are hefty.
I've got a wife that's a candle nut, and she's got a birthday coming up, so we're going to be ordering some stuff here rather quickly. So I'm appreciative of that. But my point being that this is what you have going. So in the world of supporting somebody that's really honestly trying to create something great and build something, this is your opportunity to get in, on the ground floor and be able to try some stuff. A good friend of ours from Tennessee Hot Sauce started Tennessee Hot Sauce 6 years ago out of his kitchen, out of his basement, and it's grown to a pretty big industry right now for him, and you can do it. It's
delicious.
Oh, the sausages are fantastic. I mean, you have to have good quality product, but the network of people we need to get together, between our little podcast here. You've got your podcast. We've got the Boomer Bunker. We're nationwide here. We're Washington, Minnesota, Wisconsin, New Jersey, all over Kentucky, Alabama. I mean, we've got people everywhere that can help spread the word.
Yes, we've got
Texas.
Texas.
So this is your opportunity to actually help somebody that's a good human being, a friend of ours, and not to mention you're going to get some incredibly good spices, some things that really are going to help you create outstanding food. And yeah, does this sound like an infomercial? I want it to be, because I want Aaron to succeed. He's a friend. I want to see my friend succeed. I want to be part of it.
I just want to say for anybody who might be wondering, that picture on the Kickstarter page, that is not a stock photo. Those are all spices I took a picture of. So,
there you go. Nice.
That's and those are actually all going to be in some of the blends. So if you want to play a fun game, you can guess what the different spices are. Right?
Is the one on the kind of the bottom leftish? Is that a cigar that's put out in a
Those are cinnamon sticks.
That's a Swisher Sweet. Yeah.
No, it's dried tree bark, which for people who don't know, that's what cinnamon is. It's dried tree bark.
Dried tree bark.
Well, we got the URL scrolling across the bottom of the page right now. And also, if you go to the show notes on this, whether you're listening to this live or you're going to listen to this tomorrow on any of our audio podcasts, the link's going to be in there. It's called Kickstarter.com projects Ember Forged Spices. You can go there, and he's going to have it started tomorrow. So we're going to be rip roaring into getting this guy off the ground, and man, it's just going to be fun. I'm so excited for you, Aaron. I really am. I mean, I'm glad that we've been able to kick you in the butt and convince you that this is a worthwhile thing to do.
Let me add this in too before you jump in there, Aaron. It's most of the people that are starting to spice things and stuff are and I don't mean to throw shade at the general spice industry, but most of them are people
I
that
will.
just have figured out some stuff in their house it's very rare where you get an actual, real, honest to goodness, experienced chef to come up with these concoctions. This is more than just, oh, your neighbor Dan made a good steak one time and figured it out. And now he's going to give it. No, this is like you said earlier, you're putting some science into it. You know how flavors are mixing together. You know what the chemistry of it and all that kind of things. And even though you kind of downplay it, we know better. You know what is going. You know what rosemary's going to do if you put it with vinegar or whatever, and that is coming out in these spices. So, it really is an opportunity that's pretty rare. So jump in there, help a guy out, and let's help Aaron make this into something real. Maybe you won't need a job in a month if we get this right.
No, I'll still need a job. But
Bill, Danny, do you have anything to add?
This will be your job, Aaron.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely fine with that.
You got anything to add there with actually getting this thing off the ground and going forward with something like this? Because you guys started from the ground zero also.
You did.
Yeah. I don't know. We just kind of, I found a roaster for $4,500, had about $5,000 in savings, and it was COVID. And we said, fuck it.
Let's do it.
It's just $5,000.
Is dive in with both feet and you just go like, we're gonna do this, right?
Yeah.
Let's follow your gut. Just follow your gut.
Well, like I said, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, and I think all of us has been there.
Right.
We've been there. Some of us has failed a bunch of times. I'm one of those guys that have failed a bunch of times. Had some shitty ideas, had some good ideas. I happen to be riding the coattails of a great idea with my backyard nursery. Ken has got his artist thing coming off the ground. He's already convinced his wife to get into the maker business, and now they're doing something. And Dana and Bill over there, man, just going at it in the coffee business. And Aaron, now it's your turn, brother.
Well, I really gonna be a little out of character here for a few minutes. Excuse me. I'm gonna be a little sappy and sentimental here, and this is just me being genuine. I'm not trying to be a smartass. I'm not trying to blow anybody's smoke or anything like that. But the support from you guys means a lot to me. I mean, like I said, you guys really did drag me kicking and screaming into this deal.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not that I'm worried that I'm gonna fail. I'm petrified of the idea that I might actually be able to pull this off. And it's a weird thing to admit, because like I said, I know how to fail. I've done that hundreds of times. I've done that on some pretty big scales. I almost called it an international incident at one point. So it's like the idea behind, having it work. It's Cody, don't sell yourself short. Sure you could. But like I said, the idea that, that I can do this is like the logical part of my brain says, I know I can do this. I'm good at what I do. I'm damn good at what I do. But doing it for myself is uncharted territory. And like I said, to me, it's a big, scary idea because if I do this and it doesn't work, I'll get another job and keep going and cope and deal. I'm used to that. It's a slog. The idea that all of a sudden I might be completely holding the reins of my own destiny terrifies me. So having you guys around to, keep me grounded and keep me on task has been very, very significant in this whole process. And I mean, you can ask our buddy Jason, who has been busting my balls about this stuff for years. And, to be fair, I owe him a special thanks because he introduced me to all of you guys. So It was
well, and you bring something up. It's going to be hard work. It's not
hard work
be,
doesn't bother me. But.
It's not going to be easy, but like we've all been bugging you for a few years now to do this. The best time to have started this is 5 years ago. The second best time is today. And you've started. The ball is moving down the hill now, and I think you're going to be a great success at it. I think you've got the mindset for it. I think you've got the drive, and what you need is the support of others in the beginning, and that's hopefully what we can help provide. Get the word out, and go from there.
Yep. Well, everybody go down to the Kickstarter URL down there at the bottom. It's www.kickstarter.com projects Ember Forged Spices. Duchess has already found it. I have the link in the show notes. Here's the page right here. If you want to go ahead and see the page, just look for Ember Forged Spices, and there you go. And like I said, man, it's been a pleasure, Aaron. I am so freaking excited for you, dude.
Before you go, Bruce,
go ahead. Ken.
So when we're gonna get this thing launched, we're gonna all help him by just showering social media with links to his Kickstarter. This is one of the single biggest things anyone can do with this. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends to share it and stuff like that. Just say, look, we're just trying to help this guy get off the ground. It can make or break this. I mean, if we do this right, within 2 weeks, he can have everything he needs to get going.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to see. So I know for me, for one, I'm going to be sharing this like crazy at nauseum. People are going to be sick of seeing it. Don't just share it once. Share it once or 2 or 3 times a day.
Share it all week.
With a little note about it so that everyone sees what it is. When Facebook sees that and these other algorithms start working, it's going to get people to see his page, and it's going to help them out greatly. So don't just like it and, oh, this is neat. No, you got to share it, say a little something about it, and do it a couple times a day for a week and see what happens, and just watch what you're going to get out of that.
Absolutely.
And as the Duchess so kindly pointed out, Aaron's self-promoting is not my strong suit by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, I need help in that department. I really do. I'm not good at talking about things I do. I mean, like I said, I can talk all day, as you guys well know.
Oh, we know.
Everyone in this conversation is well aware of how much I can run my mouth, and I can do it without pausing for just ridiculous amount of time. I can go off on an unhinged rant and breathe twice in 8 minutes. So realistically, at the end of the day, it's not the talking part. It's the talking about me and promoting me and saying, hey, look how amazing I actually am. That is sort of my shortcomings. I'll do it tonight. Oh my God.
If there's anybody out there that's going to be the mother, that's going to be the mother of this show, it's going to be the Duchess of New Jersey.
God bless her.
She's the camp mom.
She's been kicking me in the slats too. She's the reason I started doing video. I will give credit where it's due. It is on her. She's been pushing me. I've almost got my first short done to put up on the channel. I'm going to set up a separate YouTube channel for cooking stuff. I came to that decision the other day because I was like, I'm going to try and divest the culinary stuff from my podcast stuff for multiple reasons, not the least of which being it's probably a little more friendly to growing reach with the algorithms if I don't have it linked to my other stuff. So I mean, not that I'm saying people shouldn't go listen to my podcast, because people probably should.
You mean the I Had to Say It podcast, available on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcast?
That would be the one. So if you listen to my podcast and decide there's no way in hell you're going to give me $5, I would just like to say that's a shortcoming on your part, not mine. So
they're two separate entities for sure.
Well, honest to God, that's a smart way to do it. I did that a few years ago, and it changed the way it changed the business, and it made it a lot more successful. So any help that we can give you with that, you got my number, man. I'm here for you.
Absolutely. We want to thank Bill and Dana Reichlin for being here from Colockum Craft Coffee. They're going to be involved in this endeavor also somewhere down the line. Aaron, man, thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you for letting us promote this for you, man, and bring you on and let everybody in the world know what's going on with Ember Forged Spices. I'm really looking forward to it. And Ken, always, thank you, man. I mean, we're going to take a little break for a while, but me and you will always be in touch with each other.
Hell yeah.
And we're just, like I said before at the beginning of the show, we're going to not take, we're just going to take a little break. I mean, we got to recharge our batteries, and there's certain things that we have to do in some seasons. And we're going to get to 100 shows. I guarantee you we're going to get to 100 shows. But it's just
we got to be in the 1%, my guy. We got to be in the
1% one of these days. But
this is 94. We need 6 more, and we're in the 1%.
But you can always catch me. We can always catch us all over on Road Rage 101 if you want to go over there in the morning show. On
Aaron has a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's you in the back.
No, I actually have an interjection I would like to say.
You and the cheap seats over there.
Yeah, that these are definitely the cheap sheets. It's killing my back. Now, at the end of the day, I would just, if I may put on my podcaster hat for a moment, you guys do good work. There's nothing wrong with taking a break every now and then. It helps prevent the saying, I'm not doing this anymore. You guys, you need to take some downtime. You need to take some you time. I may be kind of an anomaly in that respect, where I think I've taken, like, in the last 6 years, I think I've taken maybe 4 weeks off where I didn't put an episode out. Not that I want to talk about my show or anything, because I don't do that, but I
had to say it podcast.
Yeah, but I'm at 300 and some odd episodes, and that's not normal. It's probably not healthy. And by all means, you guys take a break. You guys do a good show. You do some cool stuff. I've been introduced to a lot of cool people because of you guys. So it tickles me to know that you guys aren't going away. It's just take a pause. Life comes first. None of us are paying our bills with these things. So by all means,
Well, tomorrow morning we'll be doing episode 492 of the Road Rage 101. So join us there if you want to join all the rest of this clan, and we'll be talking about all kinds of things that we don't talk about here on the Weather Report. But we kind of like to keep those things separate. And like I said, man, it was a pleasure, Aaron. It was a pleasure, Bill and Dana, to you guys to have you guys over, and absolutely to sponsor our show, man. It was just a special thing, and we're looking forward to have a long
Bruce, where would somebody, if somebody was wanting to get the best coffee brewed in the entire Northern Hemisphere?
Well, they'd have to go.
Let me do it. Let me do it.
Go ahead.
Do it.
Go ahead.
If you want to get the absolute finest coffee you will obtain in North America, you will go to colockumcraft.coffee. That's colockumcraft.coffee. You can go there. You can find all the different flavors and varietals. And then when you are done, when you're checking out, use the code WSMG at your checkout to let them know you found it through us. Thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Go out, get the best coffee you're going to taste. It is absolutely, and I'm saying this as somebody who's drank a lot of coffee over the course of their career. Chefs live on that crap. I drink pots a day. And you know what? This is honestly no BS, because I've had this argument with Bill already. I will say this shit for free anytime I need to. Colockum Craft Coffee is the best coffee I have had. And I am not a compensated testimonial. I'm saying that because it's the truth. So it's just what it is. You need to go.
There's a QR code
right there. Try some.
Yep, there's a QR code right up there, right above Ken right there, that you can snap on right now to take you right to Colockum Craft Coffee. Use the promo code WSMG10. That's WSMG10.
Don't order any smoke jumper. We're all out of beans. Maybe Tuesday.
Oh my God. You're killing me, Smalls.
Shit happens.
It'll be back in stock Tuesday.
I know they will be. But no, use the QR code up there. Use the promo code WSMG10 for 10% off of your coffee all the way through February. And I'm telling you what, man, that is the best coffee in the world. And I got me some smoke jumpers still. So I still got them, man. This is one of my
part
favorites.
of the problem, Bruce.
I love being part of the problem. You guys have a great day, and we're going to be back in a couple of weeks. We'll come back with another show. Ken, have a good time, and you know that we're going to be in touch. You guys too. We'll see you guys on Monday morning on Road Rage 101 every day on X. So follow us there too. So other than that, we're going to take off. We're done. See you later. Bye bye.
Let's get some spice.
Let's get some spice.
Bye.
Yeah.